Ever wondered how cybercriminals can take over your online sessions and manipulate your online activities without your knowledge? It's a frightening thought, isn't it? This is where the concept of session hijacking comes into play, an issue that is increasingly relevant in our digital age, where we heavily rely on the internet for most of our daily activities. If you've been curious about this, you're in the right place. Let's dive into the world of session hijacking. Session hijacking, also known as cookie hijacking, sounds like a complex term, doesn't it? Well, let's break it down. Imagine you're at home and you've got a key to your front door. This key is unique, it's yours, and it gives you access to your house. Now picture a crafty thief who manages to steal your key. Suddenly, they've got access to your home, your personal space, and all your belongings. Quite a scary thought, isn't it? In the realm of the internet, session hijacking is essentially the same thing. When you log onto a website, you're given a unique key known as a session ID or a cookie. This cookie allows you to interact with the website without having to log in every single time you click on a new page. It's your key to the website. But what if some cyber thief managed to steal your cookie? Just like the thief with your house key, they could access your account, pretend to be you, and potentially cause all sorts of havoc. They could read your emails, steal your personal information, or even make purchases using your stored credit card details. Session hijacking is that simple, yet that dangerous. It's a major threat in the world of cybersecurity and one that we all need to be aware of. So, session hijacking is essentially cyber thieves stealing your online keys. But how do they do it? Let's explore. There are several ways cybercriminals can hijack your session. One of the most common methods is called sidejacking. Sidejacking, also known as session hijacking, is a process where an attacker sniffs out network packets to steal session cookies. These cookies, which are small pieces of data stored on your computer by your browser, are used to maintain sessions on most networked sites. In essence, they're like your digital ID card. But what happens when someone else gets a hold of your ID? Well, they can assume your identity on the network. This is exactly what sidejacking does. By intercepting these session cookies, cybercriminals can duplicate your session and gain unauthorized access to your accounts. They can read your emails, pose as you on social media, and even carry out transactions on your behalf. The danger of sidejacking lies in its simplicity and invisibility. It does not require any advanced technical skills, and it can be carried out without the user's knowledge. The hijacked session continues as normal, and the user may not realize that his or her session has been compromised until it's too late. Now let's delve into another type of session hijacking, session sidejacking. This method is similar to sidejacking, but with a slight twist. Instead of stealing the session cookies, the attacker intercepts the actual session. This is done by intercepting the communication between the user and the server, enabling the attacker to eavesdrop or even modify the data being exchanged. The real danger of session sidejacking is its potential for real-time manipulation. Unlike sidejacking, where the attacker merely duplicates the session, session sidejacking allows the attacker to actively participate in the session. They can send messages, alter data, and even commandeer the session completely. These are just two ways session hijacking can occur. But there's another method that's equally alarming. Another equally dangerous method of session hijacking is known as cross-site scripting, or XSS. This technique is a type of injection where malicious scripts are injected into otherwise benign and trusted websites. XSS allows an attacker to execute scripts in a victim's browser, which can hijack user sessions, deface websites, or redirect the user to malicious sites. Here's how it works. A cybercriminal finds a way to get a victim to load their malicious code. This can be done in several ways. They might send an email or a link that appears to be from a trusted source, perhaps a familiar website or a friend. When the victim clicks on the link, the malicious code is executed. The code itself is designed to steal sensitive information like login credentials or personal data by hijacking the user's session cookies. These cookies often hold the key to your online identity, allowing you access to your accounts without having to log in every time. If a hacker gets a hold of these, they can impersonate you online. Now let's talk about the final type of session hijacking, the man-in-the-middle attack. Imagine you're sending a letter to a friend. Normally, the letter would go directly from you to your friend, but in a man-in-the-middle attack, the letter is intercepted by someone else who reads it and then sends it on to your friend. Your friend has no idea that the letter has been read by someone else. In the digital world, the letter is the data being sent between two parties, usually you and a website. The someone else is the hacker who intercepts and possibly alters the data being sent. This could be anything from login credentials to credit card information. They could even alter the data being sent back to you, feeding you false information or directing you to a malicious site. These methods may sound daunting, but understanding them is the first step towards protecting yourself. So we've covered 4 main types of session hijacking: sidejacking, session sidejacking, cross-site scripting, and man-in-the-middle attacks. Sidejacking, as you'll recall, involves intercepting and using someone else's session cookies to gain unauthorized access. Session sidejacking is similar, but it specifically targets web sessions, making it a favorite among hackers who love to exploit unsecured Wi-Fi networks. Cross-site scripting, or XSS, is a bit more complex. Here, attackers inject malicious scripts into trusted websites, which then run in the victim's browser, enabling session hijacking. Then we have man-in-the-middle attacks, where the attacker intercepts communication between two parties, relaying and possibly altering the communication without either party knowing. Each of these methods has its own unique characteristics, but they all have one thing in common. They're designed to exploit vulnerabilities in session management. Understanding these methods can help you stay one step ahead of cybercriminals. Stay informed, stay safe.